Menu narration option is set to off.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Vikings and the football team, and it's coming up next.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Washington football team. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains. Excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it, in the middle of the schedule. And here's a throw taken in by Boyd. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in secondary.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over it that time, but it's going to lead to third down. And Charles, for this defense, they're a confident bunch. Some may say maybe too confident at times. How do you think that they approach a game like this when they're taking on a team that's lost 4 straight?
Well, they're acting like their head coach. You know they're relying on that confidence. You and I both were sort of surprised.
And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. The DM, Jonathan Allen, making sure his presence is felt. On fourth down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. And he goes out right around the 39. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. You don't see that a ton, do you? Or the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And they, of course, coming into this one in the midst of a tough losing streak. They did get helped out by the open week last week. And in talking with him, all indications were, Charles, that was a very helpful break.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams, coaches, they hate taking time off in the midst of a losing streak because they think they have to stay on their toes and punch their way out of it. But occasionally, you get that open week, you step back, evaluate what's been going wrong, see what you can put in that can move you forward, and maybe you get a chance to breathe a little bit and kind of start over.
On play action, they'll throw. He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
2nd and 6. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Toward the sideline. He will have the 1st down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet inbounds.
Well, let's be honest about the whole thing. When you're looking for a reliable set of hands on 3rd down, the first thought is often not fullback. But that's who they turn to there. And a nice job of securing the football and picking up the 1st down.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. They go back to the ground now with Fournette. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a really nice tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a probing drive. It appears they found something here in the second one.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On the draw, this is Fournette. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line.
Oh, way to take it. Way to take that. I think they like this drive a little bit. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
And when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Open right side, complete to Rager. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Flag down. This could set him back.
What's the deal, y'all?
That holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position out. The return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
Play action. It's Fields on the run. He'll let this go deep right side. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, when you've got a tight end who can run, you've got to give him a shot to unlock the defense. Want to see what they can get. Taking the big shot downfield. That one winds up incomplete.
2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. He'll buy some time right. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete. Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. He'll come out throwing here on 1st down. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
2nd down, back to Fournette. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Going to be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. They'll go with a big bank Fournette, and he's not going to get there. Not even lost a yard. Leonard Fournette stops short of the marker on 4th down. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. The Washington offense back out there. And Charles, if the season ended today, it's not going to. We still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak can have them at.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 22.
When I was in school, math was not my strong suit, but I did learn enough to know how to play cover 3. 2 corners and a safety divide up the field in thirds. On this play, the corner didn't get fooled by anything in front of him. Kept his coverage all the way down the sideline in the deep third position and makes the interception.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
That's a nice throw there, and he's obviously feeling pretty good because, remember, he had a touchdown pass on the last drive, and here he comes out throwing again, and they wind up getting good yardage and a first down right out of the gate.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but for the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I would.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play. Reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a...
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that challenge is a successful one. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll kick it away for the second time. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt on 48. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far as throwing 1 interception, he wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. 1 play action, Fields. For the left side, it's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Connection on that one. 36 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Letting one go deep for the end zone.
I believe I'm following their logic. Take the big shot downfield, loosen things up. You're hoping to get some points on the board before the half. Maybe now you come back and throw some underneath stuff in order to make sure you get a completion.
Off play action, Fields. This is close. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. So a nice catch right there. And this receiving core, without their number one wideout, keep that in mind. He's inactive this week, though it shouldn't be a long-term absence.
And I would think, partner, that this...
And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because it didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal.
31 on the strike.
They'll try to run this one in. And they'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. With touchdown number 8 on the year. And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied here in the second quarter. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Take it in at the 3. And down he goes just shy of the 25. Now penalty marker is down. Let's see what that's about.
Are you serious?
Yeah, this is going to put him back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll work this back to right down the line of scrimmage and surrender there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. Taking it about the 1. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the 3rd quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Back to throw, Fields. Rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
They've been trying and trying, but they haven't sacked him yet. He's been able to get away and make plays. Tried to make another one downfield right there, but to no avail. They'll have to keep up the pursuit, though, and not let him get high.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
A handoff to Fournette. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. 66 yards rushing for him now to this point. 3 yards remain for 2nd down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. Devin Bush. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
They'll swing this out to Fournette. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 21. They'll look to throw again. That'll be caught. Rager with it. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key 1st downs and big runs.
He'll drop to throw. A pass underneath for Fournette. Touchdown, Vikings!
There we go.
Leonard Fournette hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. A 10-play drive that time, and it's polished off by a Viking score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 37 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive. And these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other, and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover him. That type of indecision can open up to even more big play.
Matt LaFleur loudly voicing his objections to that previous call. He's going to fall.
Good work, boys. Let's go.
So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. And now they're in the hurry-up. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 1. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try and grab that lead back. They begin with a run by Fournette. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Dory Jackson right there, step for step in coverage.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love it when people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress, and I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Well, here we go on the next drive for Washington. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a handoff looking right. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. This size, this intensity, usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And they give this time to the tailback. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get it down here to the 43. All tied up. Less than 2 minutes to go.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. Now they try the right side here. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
2nd and 9. Here's Fields. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. To throw is Fields. Looking left side, and it's complete. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 53 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
But he picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They'll run with Gibson. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
46, boys, 46. 36, stop. Watch the end. Check it out.
Going to give this time to the tailback. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
Oh, yeah.
And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And it is win games. They've done that pretty early in the year.
I think it's time for them to elevate that number